In this video, I'm making a nest of tables out of pallet wood.
That's Play. Welcome to my bomb shelter basement workshop.
Now this follows on from my last video where I made a pallet wood TV stand and I left a big massive space for this nest of tables to go into. I want the style to be similar to the pallet wood TV stand, but it's going to have a slightly different twist. I'm going to try and make this one out of Endgrain. Feel like I might regret that, because that means lots of chopping and sticking, chopping and sticking. So this video could be a bit boring.
Actually, before I get started, I want to introduce you to someone. Come on. Come on. It's me with short hair. It was really winding me up when I was working on my van, so I chopped it off. Now let's make this nest of tables.
I'm gonna start by grabbing every single bit of scrap pallet wood I have in my basement. Hopefully it tidies the wood store up a little bit.
So that is all my scrap pallet wood. We've got offcuts from the TV stand, some really nice pieces here, all the spares from my dismantled outdoor bench that I made wrong, a random box full of stuff here, random box full of stuff there. But there is still one thing I need before I start this video. A wood thicknesser. Now this has been very kindly donated to me by my friend Jack. Apparently, this thing doesn't work that well. It makes some horrible noises. I'm gonna tinker with it, see if I can get it working, because if I can't, I'm not doing this video.
Now, I did film myself fixing various things, fitting the blades, learning how to use it, but it made the video way too long, so I've had to cut it all out. But if you would like to see that, let me know in the comments, and if enough people are interested, I'll make an entire video on it.
I have a wood thicknesser. We can start this project. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Let's get to it.
Spicy fresh, let me have a little taste, cold, hot, bittersweet. Let me see what's up, I like it hot. Feel spicy fresh, let me have a little taste, cold, hot, bittersweet. Let me see what's up, I like it hot.
As usual, my glue up is absolute ass. Not terrible, I have got better over the years, but there is still sections that are like just under 1 millimeter out, which isn't great. But that doesn't matter because we're gonna be flattening it on the thicknesser.
I like it hot.
First one came off easy. In other people's videos it came off easy. This one's just bent the entire board. Oh, it wouldn't be entertaining if it went smoothly though, would it?
I was still learning how to use the thicknesser, and it was thicker in the middle than it was at the ends, so I made myself a thicker feed board, hoping to keep it straighter. But that didn't work either. I did tinker around with it, trying to get it right, but then I realised for this project it didn't really matter because I was going to be stacking the wood anyway, and I carried on with the project.
I like it hot.
For my pallet wood nest of tables, the key measurement is going to be the depth, and that is 34 centimeters, but the thicknesser won't do 34 centimeters, so we're going to go half and half, 17 one side, 17 the other, stick them together, and we could make the pattern look more crazy that way. Cue the time lapse!
See what's up, I like it hot. I like it hot. Let me see what's up, I like it hot.
Next I'm fixing the test piece, making it the same size as the others by giving it a little trim. And I'm also going to make use of this small test piece by sticking something on the side, and I've still got some leftovers, so let's make one last block.
I like it hot. Let me see what's up, I like it hot. I like it hot.
That's a big pile of pallet wood. I need to scrape the glue off, then I'm going to get them all flat.
Let me see what's up, I like it hot.
It's still really struggling to cut, so I'm going to add one of these.
Again, I filmed this whole process, but it added way too much time, so if I do end up making a video about the DeWalt planer, I'll add all this stuff in as well. Back to the woodwork.
That was so much better. I don't need to use the push stick anymore. Once it grabs hold of it, takes it through, trims it down, spits it out the other side. But for now, I've got to finish flattening all these blocks so we can do the next bit. I cut at least one straight edge on every piece so we can measure 4 centimeters across on each one. So cue the time lapse. That's a lot of blocks. What's really annoying is my saw is rubbish, so there's these little edges. I'm gonna have to sand each single one of these. Each brick has an interesting and distinct pattern, so we're gonna mix them all together to make a multi-pattern. I'm gonna start with the top. I've just had a thought though. Don't have a clamp big enough. Got some new clamps for this video and they're not big enough either. I'm gonna start with the legs and then make something up. That's a future Chris problem.
And I'm trying to make it better.
Even though I had a stopper on my miter saw to make sure every single piece was exactly the same size, they're not exactly the same size. Every single top section is horrible. Some of these pieces are like a millimeter out, and I don't know how the wood thicknesser is going to fare with Endgrain. Let's find out! I dropped it a little bit at a time because the blade really didn't like it. The rollers wouldn't grab hold of it because it's uneven all the way, so I kept on having to push it through. When it was getting to the edges, it was smashing the hell out of them and blowing them to pieces, but luckily I've made this extra long so I can trim that down at the end. Now I've figured out the method. I've got to put the other three through. Cue the time lapse. Now that my leg pieces are all square and flush, we've got a problem. These are only 42 centimeters long. They need to be 61 centimeters long, so I'm gonna have to make some more blocks. I've now got enough blocks for the top section. It's bigger than 61 centimeters, but each piece is still uneven, and I've had a stupid idea. I'm gonna try run them through the table saw. Finally figured out how I'm gonna glue it all together. New clamps! Trimming the blocks up to the same height on the table saw before gluing them together definitely helped. I didn't need to feed it through the table saw as much, so now I have all my pieces. Well, I have my half pieces. Let's make them whole pieces and then I'll have 3 slabs of wood. Now that I've got the legs and the top for the first one, I'm going to cut and assemble the pieces for the other 2 tables and then put them all together at the end. It's time-lapse time! We have a much bigger pile of wood than last time. Hopefully it's enough for my next 2 tables. This video is already getting a bit long. I'm getting tired of saying the word time lapse, so let's turn these slabs into blocks using a little bit of YouTube magic. Voila! We should have enough to start doing table number 2. These still need flattening and trimming, but we've got all the blocks we need for table number 2. The problem is, this is all I've got left for table number 3. I don't even have enough for 1 leg. So I need more blocks, but instead of doing a time lapse, I'm gonna do a montage. I'm gonna start with a few clips of me fixing the broken pieces, so we've got a few more blocks. Then I think I'm going to split a pallet and just use big long pieces of wood, because that should speed things up a bit, make some blocks out of them. Then I also found some offcuts from the table or the workbench. We're going to stick them together. Then I'm going to stick them all together, so we've got slabs for table 2 and table 3. And that should bring us right up to putting this thing together. And finally, I have all my slabs of pallet wood. Woo! These things look pretty mental. Here's a closer look. But let's see what they look like after a really good sand. And it's already looking so much better. That rough side there versus this super smooth side. But there's loads of imperfections. There's some pieces where they're perfectly flat and they look perfect. But then there's lots of others where there's little dimples and imperfections in the wood. I'm gonna have another go with the belt sander, see if we can take it down, make them all flat. I might have to plug these gaps around here as well. And then I've got to do it to every single one of those over there. Last time lapse, maybe? Now that they're all sanded, I can't put them together. I was just gonna simply stick them together like this. But if I put it together that way, it's not going to match the TV stand. The corner bits also won't match up. But the main reason is these slabs keep warping, mainly the big ones. That one's curved, that one there's curved, the small one over there is curved. So here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut these at a 45-degree angle so the end grain pattern carries on all the way around. Then I'm going to slap some pallet wood to the outside so it keeps the slab straight, also makes it look like it's part of the TV stand. But that pallet wood is going to add extra depth, which means I'm going to have to trim every single slab down. But we're in the final stretch of the video. I promise this is the last one. It's the final time lapse.
Baby, no cap, I'm captain. Honey, no rings on me, ain't begging. Diesel, feeling a message. I kill it like Shaq, I'm Shaq. That little bitch, she savage. Hit it on top all night, I'm dead with bomb. Feeling a message. Feel like
The angled cut is terrible. They're not lining up. There's actual daylight through them. To try and fix it, I'm going to trim the angle. Cutting through it, obviously it was wobbling around a lot, but if I'm trimming it, there's not as much force. I should be able to be a bit straighter with the cut. Trimmed the two legs really carefully and they've got a nice flat cut now. Put the two together. It's not 45 degrees anymore. Evolution, you fucking shit. I don't know how. It's still not going together properly. There's still gaps. It's still not 45 degrees. At this point, I've only got two options. One, give up. That's a viable option right now. Two, force it together and try and make it look pretty afterwards. I'm gonna go have a cry whilst I decide which one I'm doing.
I like it hot, feel spicy, fresh. Let me have a little taste, cold, hot, bittersweet. Let me see what's up. I like it hot, feel spicy, fresh. Let me have a little taste, cold, hot, bittersweet. Let me see what's up. I like it hot. I like it hot. Let me see what's up. I like it hot. I like it hot. Let me see what's up. I like it hot. I like it hot. Let me see what's up. I like it hot. I like it hot. feel spicy fresh. Let me have a little taste, cold, hot, bittersweet. Let me see what's up, I like it hot. Feel spicy fresh. Let me have a little taste, cold, hot, bittersweet. Let me see what's up, I like it hot.
Taken almost 2 months, but the nest of tables are finished. Now that they're finished, they look really cool. The strips of pallet wood that I had to add as an afterthought to the outside make it look awesome because it makes it fit in with the rest of the TV stand that it was designed for. Also gives it a really good contrast, so when you're looking at them, you see the strips of wood down the outside, but it makes the end grain look even better. So that was a really happy accident because I honestly didn't plan that. It was so much effort doing different thicknesses of end grain slabs, using all the scrap pallet wood, but once it's all layered up, it's made that end grain pallet wood look crazy. It's such a cool pattern. It's gonna look even better once I give it a coating, but that's not gonna happen in this video. It's pallet wood, which holds moisture. I haven't dried them out. A lot of the pallet wood was from my basement, so that's got an extra level of moisture. That means over time, it's gonna shrink, it's gonna warp, it's potentially gonna crack, and it could end up looking really bad in the future. The TV stand has actually started shrinking in parts and cracking and warping. So I'm gonna leave them both for another couple of months. Then I'm gonna sand them back as flat as possible, treat them all with epoxy again, and give them a coat of something really nice, which I don't know yet. That also gives you guys lots of time to comment on how I should fix the corners. The corner sections look really horrible. I need to do something about that, but I don't know quite what yet. So if you've got any suggestions, please let me know in the comments. I also have tons of really cool offcut, and I need to do something with these. So if you've got any suggestions of what I can make out of all these, down there please. And then I can fix the corners on the nest of tables, make sure everything's still flat, fix the TV stand, give it a coating, make something out of all those scrap pieces, and put it all into a video. There was quite a lot of issues making this thing, but there's too many to list in this video. The main one was the corners, like I just mentioned. The other one is I should have left more room between the tables because they're very heavy, and once they're in there, it's really difficult to slide them out again. This has definitely been one of my hardest videos, right behind the wedding present wine stand. If you haven't watched that, you should definitely check it out. So it would be really nice if you could give us a like, a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It does make it feel kind of worthwhile. The workshop rebuild is still ongoing, as you probably saw throughout the video, but I did have to put that on hold because this one took up all my time. So yeah, we'll get to that eventually. I have got some small videos planned because I need to start doing more consistent stuff. But yeah, if you've watched this far, thanks very much for watching. If you get any tips, questions, or suggestions, stick them in the comments below, and hopefully I'll see you in a video very soon. See you later.